from the suburbs. Lit the sky with too much reverb. Getting the band back together.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Producer's Perspective Live. If you have seen this sweatshirt before, it's because I wear it just about every other day because it's a pandemic. I only see you guys. That's about it. We wear. How many people out there are wearing like the same sweatpants or same T-shirt or same hat because they have a very interesting Corona cut like every day? Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Anyone else there like me? Yes. Welcome back to the Producer's Perspective Live. We're having a great time over the past couple weeks. We've had some fantastic guests. Last night, the very, very inspiring Dominique Morisseau joined us. This is an incredible episode. If you haven't seen it, go watch this replay because you can't help but just smile when you're listening to her talk. And Dominique has been through a very, very difficult pandemic. She's had a lot of personal loss, and you can hear not only her tips for keeping her soul bright and filled with energy and love, but also how she managed to write a musical during the same time. Yeah, she told us she just submitted her first draft of Soul Train, the musical, yesterday. So she celebrated with us. So go watch that. And greetings to all of you, by the way, who are watching on replay. We know thousands of you do catch it on replay. So go do that. And if you've missed any of the 47, is that right, Mary? 47? I'm 47. We've done 47. Mary, you should have horns and a cake for me. Why didn't the cake show up today, Mary? Mary, come on here and explain why to everyone why there's no cake for me.
I'm waiting for the 50th.
Oh, okay. Okay. You heard it, everybody. I'm getting cake on my 50th from my employee. I love it. Goodbye, Mary. The great guests continue tonight. A real good friend and a fantastic choreographer, Lorin Latarro, is here. Mrs. Doubtfire, Waitress, Waiting for Godot. I had to say that just because I love saying Waiting for Godot. And a performer before she was a choreographer in 14 Broadway shows. As I always do, I find something interesting on people's Wikipedia page, and I'll ask her about that. She's probably going, oh my God, what is interesting on my Wikipedia page? This is a fun little segment I'm having a blast doing. So we'll see what embarrassing things someone wrote about her on Wikipedia. So if you like Wikipedia, just give us some likes and hearts. Just give us something to spread the word about this live stream, because the more people that watch, the more people that donate. We've taken a big jump. We're almost $7,000 now raised for the Actors Fund. So please give a little help however you can, and we will get through this thing. The topics du jour. Well, France is mad at us right now. Did you hear about? I just read this. Speaking of du jour, France is mad. What else is new? But France is mad at us because we may get the vaccine first there's a French manufacturer of vaccine, and they said that the U.S. is going to get it first because we paid for it. We're paying a lot for it, and France is mad at us. I get it, but it's just an interesting thing. I'll let you chime in what you think about that. That's in the news today. Right here on our home shores, New York City and Company, they've started a coalition. New York City and Company, if you don't know, is the company that's responsible for bringing tourists from all countries except France. I don't think the French are coming anytime soon. So if this argument continues, they're the ones that focus New York City and Company on bringing tourists to New York. They formed this incredible coalition today. The Broadway League, the Schuberts, two big corporations, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's, of course, even a bigger corporation. Let's face it. So it's amazing that the work begins on how to bring back everyone to the city. I know, actually, the folks in charge over there at NYC and Company, and they are very, very smart, and I have no doubt they will have an incredible campaign to get people back to our city and filling our theaters, because that's what people do when they come here. It's the first thing that people want to do. They want to see a Broadway show, they want to go to the Empire State Building, and they want to sit at the red steps in Times Square. They just want to sit there and watch the Elmos or the fake Elmos. Anyway, that's what's going on. Don't forget, we have our Daddy Longlegs movie night. No, that's not right. Our Daddy Longlegs reunion. We're doing a shoot. I blew it. We're doing a Daddy Longlegs reunion on May 21st at 8 p.m. featuring the stars of that production who were featured on the live stream, Adam Halpin and Megan McGinnis, who are married in real life. So we save like a Zoom slot because they use the same camera. So May 21st at 8 p.m. we'll be reuniting that incredible team from Daddy Longlegs. The reason why I say I screwed up and said movie night is because we're doing like a secret movie night that no one is supposed to know about. And I just told like thousands of people, but we're going to edit this out because it's taped, right, Mary? Right? No, it's not. It's live. Shit. Anyway, let's just, before I get in any more trouble, let's bring on our guest. So let's bring on Ms. Lorin Latarro. Welcome, Lorin.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
Okay, hanging in there.
That's the most used phrase I hear. It's like it should be a drinking game. Hanging in there.
Yeah.
Hanging in there.
1,000-hour days.
Yeah. It's. Are you here in the city?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, good. Have you worn shoes? Because Mike Locke apparently hasn't worn shoes in weeks.
I go out for a 2-hour walk every day. So yes, I put on my sneakers.
2 hours.
Yeah.
And is this I mean, you're in amazing shape. You're a dancer. You're a choreographer. You're all those things. So I assume this is not just an exercise walk. Is this like a mental health walk? Like, what do you do on these?
Yeah, sometimes I meet friends and take we walk sort of apart. But yeah, today I walked up to Central Park and met Martin Lowe and Joel Fram, 2 musical directors on Broadway.
Yeah.
The 3 of us, so it was a long walk from downtown.
Yeah, where are you? Where do you live exactly? Please publish the address.
I'm near Washington Square Park.
Oh, beautiful. What's it? I mean, that's like NYU area. I went to NYU. What's it like down there at the park? I'm on the Upper West Side. I haven't been out of a 3-block radius in 2 months.
Sunny days, the park is packed.
Really?
Yeah.
So here's a very important question. At the height of the pandemic, when there were really not a lot of people out, were the dudes that deal pot still at the corners of Washington Square Park?
Those guys have not missed a day of work.
They're in masks and everything, and they're just doing their thing. That place is a den of thieves at Washington Square Park.
Yes.
That's why Hair took place there, I guess. So I've been asking all of my guests, where were you when the virus hit the fan? And I know you were working. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that.
I was in rehearsal for Doubtfire, and my husband's a doctor at Sinai, so he kept texting all day going, "You guys are going down. There's no way." We're like locked down at Sinai. So we were in the middle of rehearsing a big, very emotional scene between the wife and the ex-husband, and Kevin McCullum, our lead producer, pulled us aside, and we got the cast together and sat them in the house, and we just said, "We'll see you in 4 weeks," which is crazy. Like, my shoes and my jacket and my pencil are all like just still in, like, I just put my shoes on the desk, and it's crazy. So it's like,
I think David Corins was on here. I think he said the same thing. He said, like, my pencil is like just waiting for me.
It was crazy because we just said, "Oh, we'll see you in 4 weeks," and here we are.
Here we are 8 weeks later, and who knows how many weeks after that it's going to be. So your husband is a doctor. What kind of doctor is he?
He's a neurosurgeon, but then had to do COVID at Sinai.
Oh my God. What has that been like for you two and for him?
Now it's fine, but it was crazy. I mean, it was nuts. I moved out of the house I have a 2-year-old little girl, and moved in with my sister for a couple weeks, but now everything's fine. We're very lucky. It's all okay. He just started surgeries again today. So Sinai's back to like normal, basically.
Let's just go back to this fact that he's a brain surgeon. Is that what you said?
Yes.
So Lorin Latarro married a brain surgeon. You just like literally like every mother's dream, you just happened to you.
Yeah.
Your daughter.
Yeah. On OkCupid, as a joke, seriously, as a joke, I typed in brain surgeon and his picture popped up.
Wait, did you meet on OkCupid?
Yes.
That is the best. First of all, if you're not like contacted after this live stream by OkCupid to do like an infomercial, a commercial that's like, "Yes, I met a brain surgeon on OkCupid."
Totally.
That's incredible. Well, I'm so glad that things are working out. And you have a 2-year-old. I have a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I think they're almost the same age. March 30th is her birthday.
Yeah. That's amazing. Like, where did you give birth?
At Lenox Hill.
We were at Sinai West. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have been at Sinai, but my doctor was at Lenox Hill.
No, you shouldn't have been.
I kept it quiet. I didn't tell any, like literally Kevin McCollum, I was doing a different show with Kevin, the producer. And I was like 8 months pregnant. And Kevin finally comes over to me and he's like, are you pregnant? I didn't tell anybody in the industry until like it was impossible to sort of hide it. But
well, that fits because you are one of the hardest working people in the business. You're always got a whole bunch of shows going on at the same time, and you were like, I don't want this. I don't want anyone like not letting me work. Right?
I just didn't want anybody to have any reason to be like, oh, she's not going to be available next year. Yeah.
So, what is your typical day like now? Especially for someone like you, who's like, I've got 27 shows going. Obviously, you can't, especially what you do.
I have to say, like the silver lining is I am getting to spend really quality time with my 2-year-old, and it's been really wonderful. I'm working on a show with Michael Mayer, so we're doing lots of meetings on Zoom right now, working on that. I know he's very busy doing stuff too. And I'm going to talk to Jerry Zaks a lot and just check in with him and with Kevin. And I am planning, I just started doing this, and I think we got in touch with the people at the mayor's office today. I'm going to do a little fun thing for Broadway dancers in front of theaters. So it just started today. So I think my June is going to be busy figuring out how to make this thing happen. So just raising money and getting awareness that we're still here and we're coming back strong, and we're going to do something fun with all the Broadway dancers in our community.
I love it. And so you mentioned talking to Jerry Zaks and Kevin, obviously about Doubtfire. Is there work going on the show in a strange way? Like, will Doubtfire come back perhaps a bit stronger than you left because you have more time to think, ponder, read through some stuff? Tell me what that's like.
Yeah, we're redoing an entire number. There's a number in the second act called "You Created a Monster" that it's beautifully sung and it's amazing, but the storytelling sort of stops in the middle of it, and everyone's hip hop dancing, and nobody really cares. So we're going to change the whole concept. And we have to go back to the drawing board, and the writers have an idea, and we've all been working on making this song right for charity. She just sings her face off in it, and she deserves this a beautiful 11 o'clock number where the story just never stops and it propels forward. So we're working, and they're working on it, and I'll get to really think about it. If this didn't happen, we would have had probably a day to redo the whole number, and now we'll have a little more. But I can't wait to get back at it,
Yeah, it must be hard for someone who creates by moving around and with other people, right? Sweating and throwing all sorts of perspiration all over the place, which that's a no-no right now.
Not right now, yeah.
How are you creating? How do you create normally, I should say, a new dance number, and how has that changed during this?
I mean, right now I'm just doing a lot of dreaming and a lot of writing down. I'm listening to a ton of music. I'm reading scripts. On the fall, whatever happens, I hope to get in a studio to be doing readings and, working on new shows in a way that, whether audiences are back or not, I want to be creating in preparation. I just miss creating. So, yeah, I'm reading a ton of books and watching a lot of TV, which I think is useful also.
What book have you read?
I'm reading Trust Exercise right now. It's fantastic. It's
I don't know that book.
Yeah, it's really, it was a Booker finalist. It's really great. And we're watching Hollywood, which we're loving. And Joe Mantello is incredible. His acting is incredible. And Patti LuPone is awesome. We're having a blast with it.
Joe Mantello is a freak of nature.
Yeah. I'm going to email him actually and just be like, to be in a room with you, I will literally get your coffee. I will get your lunch. I will be there for free. I just want to see the man work. The guy is incredible.
just give me 1 second. Mary, get off Words with Friends and find the link to Trust Exercise and throw it up into the comments, will you? I don't know what she's doing over there. She's like playing Tetris from 1987 or something. Listen, what I was going to say until Mary distracted me. Oh shoot, I lost it. Anyway, it's gone. This is what happens. It's live. I just lose things. You talked about getting coffee from Jerry Zaks or Joe Mantello, or wanting to do that now in a strange way. Tell me how I know you obviously performed at a bunch of shows, but how did you make the transition from performing to choreographing? Was it the same process? Like, I'll get coffee for anybody, anytime.
No, it was just, I was performing and, I did a bunch of Broadway shows, and I was always choreographing and assisting people and always loving choreographing. But I was doing, I think, Guys and Dolls at the time, and I was in the back of a cab, and I get a phone call, and a man on the other line said, "Lorin, it's Michael Mayer, the director, Michael Mayer." And I said, "You have the wrong Lorin." I thought he was Warren Kennedy. And he said, no, I'm calling you. I've been watching your work, and you're a choreographer, and you need to stop performing right now and associate choreograph Spring Awakening for me, because I need somebody like you who's done concert dance and Broadway to help Bill T. Jones. So I said, thank you very much, but I'm still performing. So I passed. I didn't do the job. And then he called me again the next year, and he said, "You can't say no to this. I'm doing American Idiot, and there's this gentleman, Stephen Hoggett, who I want you to collaborate with, and you really shouldn't say no, because you should really stop performing now."
Michael.
At the time. And I said yes, and thank God I said yes, because it just shifted everything for me. And I spent every minute I wasn't on stage, I was in a studio. I was always helping out other friends who were choreographers and dancing for free and prepping Broadway shows that I wasn't in, whatever it was. But that just shifted everything for me, American Idiot. And after that, I just wanted to choreograph.
So let's go to my favorite segment of the show now, which is me sleuthing people's Wikipedia pages. Yours is very boring in the way that there's really no ridiculous thing on it. It's all really good. The interesting thing I found, I was like, I didn't know you went to Juilliard. You went to Juilliard?
Yeah.
That's amazing. In the dance department?
Yeah.
So what did you, first of all, did you enjoy it? Tell me you did.
I teach there now. I still teach there. Yeah. I skipped school my junior year in high school, took a Lakeland bus from New Jersey to New York City without telling my parents, auditioned for Juilliard, and got in. Then I had to tell my parents that not only did I skip school, but that I was going to go to school for dance.
So see, I found something interesting on the Wikipedia page after all. I was like, Juilliard? I mean, come on, that's the most we had James Snyder play Luke Skywalker in a Fringe production or something. But so you at what, 15 or 16 years of age, you were like, I'm not going to tell my parents. I'm going to apply. You applied on your own application, the whole bit. And then
I wrote the application on the bus on the way in. It's all audition based, so I think I wrote it in pencil. The application, actually. Yeah, it's handwritten.
How did that conversation go with your parents?
They were actually great. They were at first they were a little shell shocked, but they were great. But I used to skip school all the time and come to the city and take Broadway Dance Center dance classes. So every time the report card would come out, they'd be like, "You missed 30 days of classes." What?
So they knew you were like, she is not.
They knew I was going to do this. I did, I saw every show, and, I did everything I could with Broadway from the time I was I don't know, always.
What was your Broadway debut as a performer?
Swing, which Jerry Zaks directed. Crazy.
How is that? So how is it one's being the swing for this director, and now you're just partners in crime as you create this new music?
The Broadway show was called Swing. It happened, and I was there in 2000. Look, there's the post. There's the little thing, right? Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. And so when I interviewed for Doubtfire with Jerry, he was like, "Lorin, I can't believe it's been 20 years ago. We worked together. You were this young dancer." I left the meeting and was like, "I'm never getting the job. There's no way I'm going to get this job as a choreographer." He thinks of me as this 19-year-old dancer. anyway, here we are together. And he's been so generous and collaborative and respectful. And Jerry's just awesome.
He is. And you're directing is something you're making the transition to already, right?
Absolutely. I mean, look, I think big Broadway shows deserve two brains, a director and a choreographer, because when you're choreographing, you're thinking in minutia. Think about how many things happen in a count of 8. You know what I mean? You really, so your brain is, you're using different part of your brain when you're choreographing. So I think sometimes having a separate director and a choreographer is like, there's nothing better when everybody's working together. Because I feel like it just, when something's that large, I think you need sort of real brain power, 4 wheels instead of 2 wheels, you know what I mean? But I think for certain things, I would love to direct and choreograph, and I certainly would like to eventually do that too. But I really love collaborating with directors. I have a good time.
How early do you come on to shows, or do you like to come on to shows?
I wish that more people brought choreographers on sooner, because you can tell a show that has a choreographic brain on it very early. You can tell the design is different. It's more kinetic. You can tell the transitions are different. And the words are different. And I think that when you come on very late as a choreographer, you really don't have the opportunity to fundamentally affect the show. So I love being on early.
Drew Rieger has a question here from our audience. In a new production, who gets to decide where a dance number belongs? Is it the book writer? Is it written into the script? The composer? You, director? How does that happen?
I think initially it's the book writer and the writers. They have the first pass at it, and then the director and the choreographer inevitably we'll cut songs, and then we'll say, we need a song here. Let's write a new song here. When I came in and did Waitress, we wrote new music for some of the ideas we ended up having based on a new concept of it. So even halfway through the process, we changed things, and that's what I mean. I mean, I think an idea can come from any place, but initially the writers.
You've done mostly new stuff, right?
Yeah.
Are there any revivals you're dying to do?
Sure.
Name it.
I mean, honestly, like Singing in the Rain. I loved Kiss Me Kate. I know that'll be a while before it comes back around. I love big old dance musicals, just where you don't have to make any excuses and you just get to dance.
Do you miss performing?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
No.
How come? Got it out of your system?
I performed into the ground. I mean, there was a point I was doing How to Succeed, and the 20-year-old to my right, the 20-year-old to my left. I'm looking in the mirror going how much cover up do I have? It just, I don't know, I did it. And now as a choreographer, what's really cool is I get to be anything. I'm not stuck being the short, spunky dancer anymore. I get to be a masculine guy. I get to be a tall blonde. I get to put myself and empathize with all of these people and all of these emotional states. It's much more satisfying, actually.
So you're been dancing since you came out of the womb, it sounds like. And you went to Juilliard. You've been 14 Broadway shows. When you're now casting, what do you look for from your dancers or from your actors? And how much technical skill, is there technically it's 50%, 50%, what's the breakdown? What do you look for?
On the show, it's there's 2 parts of me. The Juilliard part of me is, I did Moving Out for Twyla. I am obsessed with really technical dance. I know it. I love it. I love it. And if it's a show that needs that, I really get into that. But other parts of me don't care at all. And all I'm interested in is authenticity and quality of movement and great actors who can embody a role that then can become physical theater. So it really just depends on what I'm doing. But if you walk in and you feel confident and authentic in your body and your space, and you know who you are in the moment and why you're there and what the conflict is and what the character wants, it's much more interesting than 4 pirouettes always. If 4 pirouettes on top of that, awesome. And then if you can pretend that you're not a dancer at all and just play a scene and not have to pose and point your toes, that's like the best.
So your number one audition tip for any performers out there watching?
Authenticity. Be yourself. There's only one of you. Don't try and be anybody else.
I love it. I love it. You're obviously getting through this. You're not just hanging in there. You look to be doing very, very well. And I'm sure your daughter helps out, keeping that smile on your face. Any tips for everyone out there to how to get through this and stay positive like you are?
I mean, honestly, I feel like as artists, we always feel this need to be doing something to make you feel like you're an artist. And I keep thinking about this. It's like you are processing, if you are an artist, you're processing this as an artist. You actually don't have to do anything. You don't have to write a book. You don't have to write King Lear. You don't have to, you don't have to do anything. I mean, if you're a dancer, you probably have to do a ballet bar in your kitchen every day. But besides that, you don't have to output. This is I don't know that I'm right, but this is how I feel. That you have to process what's happening to you fully, give your bandwidth like that ability to just feel what you're feeling. Just feel what you're feeling. And you are an artist, whether you're working or not. So eventually you will process this consciously or unconsciously, and something will come out of it. You will create something out of this time eventually. But you don't have to do it right now. Right now, all you have to do is experience it. That's how I feel, you know.
I love it. I love it. There is so much pressure. I put it on myself, like, oh my God, I've got this time. I should do this. I should do that. I should do that. And then the other day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to Uber eat some Pinkberry right now. And that's about it. That's about all I'm doing. Just Uber eat some Pinkberry because sometimes you just need that to get through it.
Oh yeah. I go for my walks or my runs every day. And I happen to always run past Levain Bakery downtown. Like they're open. So you can stand in line and get a cookie.
Oh yeah. It's interesting to see on my masked walks, like to the grocery store or to the bakery, what is open, and literally the line outside of people just fueling their heart with the bakery, with whatever it is. I had McDonald's. I haven't had McDonald's in 7 years or something like that. I had it the other night. Can you tell us a little bit more about this dancer project you're going to do?
Yeah, I can tell you. I think I can tell you. It's an idea, but I just got in touch with a bunch of producers and all the choreographers, and everybody's on board. It's really simple. We're gonna use, the song "The Neon Lights on Broadway," just something like ubiquitous. Everybody knows. You get what it is, and all the Broadway choreographers are gonna choreograph a little bit of their Broadway choreography to that music. So they're going to just refit it to that music. And then they're going to videotape that and send it to their casts. And then we're going to just give a set time and socially distance in front of the theaters. And we're going to film it and edit it. And we've got hopefully we get, some famous people involved in there doing little cheeky peekaboos around Schubert Alley. And that's it. And it's just going to be like, we're here, we're joyful, we can't wait to get back inside. Meanwhile, it's almost like the Ghost of Broadway sort of joyfully dancing in the streets. It's very simple.
I love it. So, and that idea just came to you? And
yeah, I was walking. One of my walks took me to Broadway. So I just was walking up and down the streets, and I was like, we should just dance outside. Just remind everybody that we're here. And dancers love dancing, and I just think most people will, and again, no pressure. It's just sort of it should feel democratic, and every choreographer on Broadway should feel like they equally do a part of this project. And anybody who wants to join can join, and no pressure if you don't want to come and, come down to Midtown. But I have a feeling enough people will want to do something that they'll just get themselves down there. They'll learn the choreography at home. So it'll be a quick video shoot. And Dan Robinson already said he would do it for free to video and edit. So
amazing.
Yeah.
So what I love about this is you had this great idea and then you did something about it. And that is, I believe, just what separates successful people from people that dream but don't and just stay dreaming. So tell me, what was the very first thing you did after you were like, I got this idea, I want to do this. First thing you did to help put the wheels in motion?
I'll tell you what I did. Every week, the cast of The Visitor at the Public, which is a show I was doing, we do a 6 o'clock Zoom and unwind on every Saturday at 6. And David Hyde Pierce is on there, and Kwame Kwei-Armah was one of the writers, and Tom Kitt and Dan Sullivan is the director, and the whole cast. And for whatever reason, we've remained really close, and every Saturday we do this. And I just decided to say it out loud on the Zoom meeting, because I said, if I say it out loud, then I'm going to be responsible for following through.
Amazing.
And I said it out loud, and then David Hyde Pierce emailed me today, and he said, I have a contact at the mayor's office. I think the idea is wonderful. Let's, would you like to see about them? So it just snowballed. Then I got the guts up to email all the Broadway choreographers, and Casey, Nicola, and Sergio emailed me back within 30 seconds saying, I'm on board, and, here's who I think I could bring to the table. And so,
I love it.
What's the worst thing that can happen? It doesn't happen. It's like,
yeah. It's so amazing. This is a really big idea. It's probably going to raise a lot of money, bring great awareness to just get people excited. And it just started with the smallest of things. Just being like, I'm going to do this. And then usually I have a phrase for this. It's called serving the tennis ball. Like entrepreneurs, or what I call people like you, archpreneurs. You just like, I'm going to serve the tennis ball. And David Hyde Pierce hits it back to you.
Yeah.
So like that. And then you hit it back, and the next thing you know, this thing is going to be out there in the world, and you're going to be like, I don't even know how this happened, but it did.
Right. It's the Germans have a very cool word for it that I can't pronounce, but basically the translation is capture, recapture. And I always think about it, because it's like, it's easy to have an idea, to capture this idea, but then you have to recapture the idea. And that's where the work comes in, to sort of just push it through the ugly phase and this sort of make it happen. And it's like, that's the work. It's like, it's scary, and it's like, what if it's a bad idea? What if nobody wants to do it? What if everybody else has a better idea? But you just sort of,
I'm just glad the Germans have a word for it and not the French. They're like, too much right now.
Don't like
for something that doesn't even exist yet. Anyway, I can't thank you enough for being here today and for bringing your positive spirit to us and to everyone watching. My best to you. A belated happy birthday to your daughter.
Thank you.
And I look forward to being in the same room as you very soon.
Indeed.
Take care.
Bye.
Lorin Latarro, everyone. She's such a delight and a fantastically talented woman. I just love that she skipped school to, some people would go to an arcade in my day. They skipped school, they went to an arcade, or they'd go hang out at a mall. She skipped school to apply to Juilliard. She gets in, and then she marries a brain surgeon just for a bonus. That's Lorin Latarro, everybody. When Doubtfire comes back, please do go see it. And that is all we have for the show tonight. Just a few reminders. Tomorrow, Stephanie Clemens. Ooh, this could be a next Lorin Latarro, a performer. She's been in a ton of Broadway shows. She's now a choreographer as well. Don't forget to tip the Actors Fund. Throw a little cash their way. It would go a long way to help everyone who needs some help in this very, very difficult time. And keep that social distancing up. We're still figuring out, I know a lot of places around the country are starting to ease, but if you don't have to go outside, don't. That's all. It helps. And now this is a fun one. So we're going to wrap it up, of course, with something to make you smile, as we always do. And Lorin, if you're still watching, and I know you are because I just saw you sip your wine backstage. I love it. Please, when you get your video finished, make sure we know about it. We'll include it right here in the second favorite segment after the Wikipedia. Can you believe it? I thought the Juilliard thing was going to be boring. Like, oh, I'm fancy and smart and super talented. I went to Juilliard, and it was about her skipping school. The truant that she is. No, this is now the second favorite segment. Something to make you smile. And this is a fun one. This is someone who follows me on Instagram. Her name is Lauren Mayhew. And I didn't even really know this. I think she does a lot of things, but come to find out, she's a DJ. She's a DJ. And she went to Elmhurst Hospital, one of the hardest hit hospitals in the New York City area. And she set up her stuff, her gear, and she led a dance party at Elmhurst Hospital for the healthcare workers. And she got people to shoot it for her. It's amazing. I give her so much credit, and all those folks that went out there to do this, and of course, all those health workers at Elmhurst and all over the world that are helping us through this amazing thing. Anyway, go to theproducersperspective.com/smile, and it'll put a smile on your face. It will also remind you that whatever your talent is, DJ, being a choreographer, whatever it is, you can do something to put a little good out in the world. And I love that Lorin just did exactly that. Also, I'm going to throw something in the, I'm looking over here right now because I am looking for a link on my other monitor. So hang with me, hang with me. I wrote a book, and in it, I talk about this serve the tennis ball idea. Serve the tennis ball. So if you want to learn more of that, go to the link I'm throwing into the comments right now, or that Mary will throw into the comments, because my oh, there it is. Okay, it's there. So go to that link. It technically is a register for my blog, and then you'll get a free book. So you'll get the free book. Just unsubscribe if you want to unsubscribe. It doesn't matter. Get the free book. Take advantage of free stuff when it's sent to you, please. Anyway, if you want to learn more about it, go. It's exactly how I got from not being a producer and a writer and the board game maker and the things that I do to being one of those people. It's called Serve the Tennis Ball. That's the name of it. Go check it out. Oh, look, Charlotte's read it. The book is great. I love it. Thank you for that. By the way, before we go, I'm just going to keep going on and on tonight. Drew, I think Drew said to me when I was talking about wearing this sweatshirt, like for half of these episodes, Drew has a Corona uniform. So let's play a little game. Drew, send Mary a email photo of your Corona uniform. She's going to put her email address into the comments, and she's going to get spammed like crazy, and I'm going to love it. She's going to put that in there and send us a photo of you in your Corona uniform, and we will feature it here. That goes for all of you. All of you out there, if you have a Corona uniform, send in an email and send it to Mary. It's just Mary at Davenport Theatrical. And it's not just Drew we're sending this to, Mary. It's everybody. Everybody just spam Mary like crazy tomorrow. Okay? Oh, God, it's getting late. That is your task. That's your homework. I'm all done. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks, everybody.